Good morning everyone, I'm Tanya from the Maketu Ongatoro Wetland Society. I'm going to here to talk to you about some of our projects and our environmental education in schools. So we can get going. We have 4 biodiversity management plan areas within this zone. We've got the Maketu Spit, which we have two awesome pest control fences that run along the width of the spit, which stop stoats and rats from coming across. We also have Doctoral Point in Puke. You can see in 2012 we put a fence in because there was no plants growing in the area, and you can see now that there's a lot of vegetation growing there, which has improved the breeding success of New Zealand Doctoral there. We've also been tracking pests. At Nudix Beach we have created a new dune system down in front of the car park and also new planting site. We've got a lot of work happening further down the beach as well in the bank area. We brought in a digger to create the new dune in front of the car park. Our newest biodiversity management area is the Waihi Harbour Wetland, which is at the back of Pongakawa, and we have the controlled wetland area is the main area we're working in at the moment, clearing the stock banks of pampas, and we're getting rid of a lot of willow trees. You can see here we had to bring in diggers to clear the stock banks for access, and now we've gone through and planted afterwards. We had to bring in a helicopter to clear, do some aerial spraying of the pampas because it was colonising the entire wetland. Now we've done a lot of planting. This was last year, but now these plants have grown right up and they're taller than me, some of the Nio trees, so it's looking really awesome down there. We're doing a lot of pest control as well, trapping all around the stock bank area. So our group, when we're out at working bees and also during the week, we have locals that we employ. We train them up and provide employment for a lot of young locals, and here we've also got the PD guys coming down and clearing ice plant. We clear gorse and we clear the daisy that lives in the dunes. We have an awesome pest control program which is highlighted throughout our education program as well. We have pest control on Maketu Spit, Nudix Beach, Puke and Waihi Harbour Wetland. At Nudix Beach we found that the number of shore skink living in the dunes has gone from next to nothing to increased numbers since we've been trapping there. If you want to go and chat to Carolyn down there where the pests are, you can check those out. This year we've done 6 beach cleanups at the beginning of the year at Kaituna Cut, and they were all a few weeks apart, and every time we got a big mountain of rubbish, so that really highlights the fact that we've got a real issue with dumping of rubbish, and maybe some of it's washing down the Kaituna River as well. We've got signage happening around all of our sites that we work with, and we have our education program. So I'm the education coordinator. We recently won the Trust Power Community Awards for Child and Youth Development, and this is to Puke Primary with Peter Ellery in the background there. He's our wetland expert. So term 1 of the education program is all about our shorebirds. We head down and we do a classroom session with lots of practical hands-on stuff that the kids get to check out, the bird bones and bird wings, and we talk about bird adaptations and why they feed there. And then we go down and we check out the the birds in the estuary. This year we did some artwork where the kids created wooden birds that they painted, and then they got placed onto murals at Maketu Park and at the surf club. So we've got kids from Pangaro Primary, Te Puke Primary and Maketu Primary on the program this year. This is our June education, which happens in term 2. We get Chris Ward from Coast Care. He comes down, he's from the Regional Council, and he provides our plants for the plantings. We've done, each school takes over one site, so we have Pangaro Primary at Puke and Maketu Primary at Nudix Beach and Puke Primary at the Spit. And this is some of the posters that they created, which will be out on the Spit this year to educate the public about staying out of certain areas where the doctoral are breeding. Term 3 is all about wetland education. We test the water quality, we have a look at some of the native fish that are living within the Delay wetland, which is on the edge of the Kaituna River off Ford Road. And we look at how just digging a few ponds along the edge of the stream bank and stopping cows' access can actually increase the breeding habitat for inanga, or whitebait. So this is a good photo. It shows farmland on one side, wetland on the other. In the past, everything on the far side where the farmers used to be wetland, so it shows how much has been cleared. So from the Kaituna River right down to Te Puke used to all be wetland. We've lost all that. We also have invertebrate collections, which we take around to the school as part of our Term 3 education, talking about all the different native bugs that live in each of our sites and how our pest control program can actually help our invertebrate collections. And we head down to the Rocky Shore in Term 4 every year. We're actually down there next Thursday and Friday if anyone wants to come and check out. We're going to be at Maketu Park doing a shellfish survey and then walking around the rocks. And our vision going forward is to keep adding schools every year to the program, and also to work with Bay Conservation Alliance, which is going to come in as an umbrella over some of the community environment groups across the whole Bay of Plenty. And we would like to have a bay-wide education program where we tie in with other groups that are educating as well and use share our resources across the whole bay. And when I say resources, I don't just mean the physical things, I mean the people with the awesome knowledge and the awesome passion. So that's our vision going forward. And here's a clip from Coast Care about our sand dunes, if you want to check that out. Thank you.
Dunes are a very important buffer, a natural barrier between the moana and the whenua, the sea and the land where we live. We know that scientists call the different parts of the dune zones. These zones are the fore-dune, closest to the sea, the mid-dune, the middle of the dune, and the back dune, further inland. The types of plants change as you move across the different zones. There are also lots of important native animals that live around the dunes. Where are all the animals hiding? The animals live in different parts of the dune. The native animals like to live around the native plants that they're used to. The copper skink is the smallest skink in Aotearoa and only found in the North Island.
I guess that guy must like eating the small insects and spiders on the dunes.
Yes, and the skinks are good at hiding around the dune plants too. Another copper-coloured animal that lives on the dunes is the copper butterfly, with orange and brown wings. It has perfect colours for camouflage, so it can hide in the dune environment. This native insect feeds and lays its eggs on the puhua plant, while helping the plant in pollination. This is a great example of a symbiotic relationship between a plant and an animal. Both species benefit. Nunu Tawa is the sand scarab who hides during the day and comes out to feed at night. It can grow up to 2 centimetres long and lives in the roots of the dune plants or in driftwood.
That's one big beetle.
Yes, but this beetle is hard to find. It's actually the sand scarab's grub that we usually see on the dune. It's big, fat and getting ready to turn into a beetle. A very special and rare animal that lives on the dunes is the katipo spider. It's endemic to Aotearoa, which means it's only found in Aotearoa. Watch out! Kati means bite and po means night. It can bite at night if we walk on its home.
Fair enough. The female is very flash, all shiny and black with red racing striped down her back.
Another special endemic animal is the New Zealand dotterel.
Look at its nice big golden chest and puke.
The dotterel blends in with the colours of the beach and dunes. It uses these areas as camouflage to make it hard for others to see it. The dotterel lays its eggs amongst the dune plants. Can you spot them?
The eggs look like sand.
Yes, this is very clever. Oyster catchers also lay eggs in the dunes that are camouflaged like this. It means they're very hard for predators to spot.
Predators?
Yes, unfortunately, there are many predators in the dunes, and many of these are pests. Cats, stoats, rats, and hedgehogs are all introduced animals, so they are not from Aotearoa. They hunt in the dunes for the native animals. These predators upset the natural life cycles and the modi of the native animals and the dunes.
How do they upset the modi of the dunes?
Well, cats like to catch the birds in the skins. Hedgehogs love to eat the birds' eggs, and stoats will eat the eggs, and they will eat the birds' skins and insects too. Those stoats are super crafty.
Oh, I get the picture, and it's not good. Is that all the animal pests in the dunes?
No, unfortunately, there are more. Wasps prey on some of the dune insects, including the beautiful little copper butterfly, which likes the native puhuehua.
Oh no! What about rabbits?
Yes, rabbits are one of the most damaging herbivores in the dune environment.
Things that don't belong there, including us.
You've got it. We don't want to trample any plants or precious eggs, so always remember to stick to Te Ara Tika, the signposted pathway.